I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of screws in the fastener industry. In particular, uh, transition of sheet metal screws and machine screws, wood screws as well. Many years ago, when I was young in the industry, about 17 years old, we had uh, more slotted screws in inventory than Phillips. And it was the mindset back then um, that the industry hadn't quite matured yet, and it was geared to the homeowner in the residential industry. So, and the mindset was that the homeowner didn't have a Phillips screw gun or screwdriver for that matter. So all screws, wood screws, sheet metal screws, machine screws, were all slotted. And it wasn't for till years later that it started to mature and they started to replace slotted screws with Phillips screws. And then they did come up with a combo drive, which allowed both the resident, the homeowner, to use his slotted screwdriver, or the contractor to use his Phillips driver. And that's where the industry took us. I mean, this entire section here, we maintain. These are all steel, zinc-plated sheet metal screws, um, all Phillips drives and combo drives. When we first moved into this warehouse back in 2001, we were in Boston for 40 years. We moved here almost 20 years ago. Um, there was a point where I went through our entire inventory of slotted screws, which were basically a dead item, but they were most popular years ago. And we had roll-offs, huge dumpsters, and we sold tons of slotted screws at the scrapyard for like 3 cents, 2 cents, 3 cents a pound, just to get them out of inventory. And this entire section now is all steel machine screws um, that are slotted in some slotted, still some slotted, not many, but we still maintain inventory, mostly Phillips and combo drives. And interestingly, with machine screws, a toggle bolt, which is used to hang things in hollow wall, consists of a machine screw with a toggle wing. And back in the day, when I was young, and the industry hadn't quite matured yet, all toggle bolts had a slotted machine screw with them, so that the consumer could hang whatever he was hanging in his home, because he didn't have a Phillips screw gun. So the industry did mature from that, and never really went to Phillips screws with toggle bolts, but they replaced them with combo screws, combo drive screws, which is a screw which has not only a single slot in it, but a Phillips drive as well. So in the electrical trade, it was now gearing itself more to commercial use, but it still allowed the homeowner to use his slotted screwdriver to hang the picture on his wall in his home. So the industry has changed quite a bit from really being geared to the consumer to now certainly a very mature commercial industry.